Bitter criticism. Reading some Russia Today. Russia Today now.
Mañana me llevan uno. Si no soy yo, pues usted. O sea, para mí, Sonia Ana, no. Hoy día tocó sacar solamente los que son prioritarios.
It says Putin orders changes to Russia's nuclear doctrine. September 25, 2024. Home Russia and former Soviet Union. Russia Today. Ready-made criticism against the West. The president has suggested several new criteria that will merit a nuclear response. We have a photograph. Russian President Vladimir Putin holds a permanent meeting on the Russian Security Council on nuclear deterrence on September 25. Look.
Sí, pero con unas cartas y estas cosas.
Russia should update its nuclear doctrine to clearly define circumstances that will prompt Moscow to launch a nuclear strike, President Vladimir Putin told a meeting of the National Security Council on Wednesday. He also suggests an expanded list of such reasons that will include reliable information of a major airstrike being launched against Russia, a list of threats and of nations or military blocs that require a nuclear deterrent from Russia should be expanded in the updated version of the doctrine, Putin told the meeting. Quote, aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear state supported by a nuclear power should be treated as their joint attack. End of quote, the president said. Moscow will also consider restoring to a nuclear response if it gets reliable information about a massive missile or airstrike launched by another state against Russia, according to Putin. The weapons used in an enemy's potential strike could include anything from ballistic or cruise missiles to strategic aircraft and drones, he stated. Quote, we reserve a right to use nuclear weapons in case of aggression against Russia and Belarus, end of quote, the Russian president said, adding that the principle had already been coordinated with Minsk. Nuclear weapons can be used if an enemy poses a critical threat to either state's sovereignty through the use of conventional weapons, he explained it. Putin did not elaborate on when changes to Russia's nuclear doctrine will take effect. Senior Russian officials, including Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov and Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, have been discussing potential changes to the doctrine in recent months. In late August, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that the document was being reviewed. The Russian leader has long demonstrated a rather reserved position to the issue of nuclear weapons. Back in June, he expressed hope that, quote, it will never come, quote, to a nuclear exchange between Moscow and the West. Moscow, quote, has no reasons to even think about using nuclear weapons, he said at the time, speaking at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. Later that month, the president also stated that Russia did not need to launch just the usual recording. Later that month, the president also stated that Russia did not need to launch a preemptive nuclear strike since, quote, the enemy is guaranteed to be destroyed in a retaliatory strike. He did not, however, rule out changes to the doctrine at the time. I remember the Morrissey. What's the name of Morrissey? Oh, look, there's an electric vehicle over there. Over there was an electric bus. I forgot the name of Morrissey. Which is the name of Morrissey? Morrissey. Well, he has a song that says, bomb, bomb, come, nuclear bomb. because every day is like Sunday. And I forgot his name. I forgot Morrissey's name. I guess I'm going to read another one because it was too short. A larger news from China now, from Russia. It's kind of related to this, so it's the conflict between Russia and Europe, September 25. I forgot the Morrissey's name. Jim Morrissey, it's not Jim. September 25, 2024. Home, Russia and former Soviet Union. Russia could ban Council of Europe. The organization is a tool of Western pressure, a Russian lawmaker has claimed. We have a photograph of the Palace of Europe, seat of Council of Europe, Strasbourg, France. The Council of Europe is engaged in, quote, openly Russophobic activities, and Moscow should declare it undesirable. Russian lawmaker Andrei Lugovoy has proposed. Lugovoy, a member of the State Duma from the Liberal Democratic Party, LDPR, has submitted a brief to the Prosecutor General's office to consider banning the transnational organization in Russia. Quote, I have sent a request to the Prosecutor General asking him to give a legal assessment of the Council of Europe's openly Russophobic policies and to reorganize the organization's activities as undesirable on Russian territory, Lugovoy said on his Telegram channel on Tuesday. The COE was established in 1949 by several Western Europe countries with a mission to promote, quote, democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. Russia joined the organization in 1996. The Council, as well as its Parliamentary Assembly, PACE, and the European Court of Human Rights, ECHR, are headquartered in Strasbourg, France. While it may have been a net positive for Russia at first, Lugovoy argued since 2008 the COE has become, quote, an instrument of political pressure by the collective West, and as of its decisions have had an anti-Russian character and represent a threat to our constitutional order. Lugovoy listed the 2012 resolution condemning Russian bans on gay pride parades and the new banning LGBT propaganda targeting minors. The 5-year suspension of the Russian delegation in 2014 after PACE declared Crimea's reunification referendum illegal, and the 2022 suspension of Russian membership and declaration of Russia as a sponsor of terrorism. In the past 2 years, PACE has also adopted a resolution declaring Russian President Vladimir Putin illegitimate and called for the decolonization of Russia. In February 2022, 42 out of 47 members voted to suspend Moscow's membership, citing the conflict in Ukraine. Russia condemned the openly political decision by which the nominally neutral body sided with the US and NATO and withdrew from the COE on March 15 that year. Russia has since withdrawn from 21 treaties it had joined as part of COE membership, including the Convention for the Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms, and rejected the jurisdiction of the ECHR.